Went pretty well with the Chicago PD. Wish Nora'd get back to us. Maybe we can all go home soon, huh?
Look, Bo, if we could go home soon, they wouldn't have asked me to stick around Chicago, and just in case they had a few extra questions. Trust me, buddy. They're gonna charge me on this one. Maybe even for murdering the guard.
Look, Nora's still with the DA. I've got my guys analyzing that videotape because I know RJ tampered with it. We're gonna be able to prove you weren't there.
No matter what Nora says, no matter what we eventually learn from this videotape, the evidence says I'm guilty. And it's just a matter of time until this DA makes his move.
RJ's really a piece of work, isn't he? When you think about it? For him to make that videotape look like you were in the university president's office when that guard was shot, that took a whole lot of legwork. He had to get the security tape that Keller had stolen. He had to get a real pro to edit that thing just perfectly. Then he had to get Keller to change his story to fit RJ's rewrite of history. That took a lot of drive.
Yeah, well, it's amazing what RJ can do when he wants to. I mean, you know, if he'd worked that hard to do something honest, he could have made something of himself.
What's the deal here, Hank? Why does RJ hate you so much?
Well, it's about time my lawyer got here. All that money, he can't get my arraignment moved up.
It's not your lawyer.
Well, who is it? Look, you can't keep me in this stinkhole. I want out of here.
Save it, okay? I don't know anything about when you're getting out. Meantime, you have a visitor.
You know, Sloan wasn't here that long, but this place just doesn't feel right without him anymore.
You know, Mom was so awesome at that funeral.
Yeah, she really was.
And I'll never forget the look on her face when the officer handed her the American flag.
Anyway, thank you for driving me home. That was very sweet of you. I have to get down to this bank in Philadelphia, and I never would have made it without your driving.
A bank in Philadelphia? What for?
Oh, just an errand for Vicky about Sloan's estate. I would have gone with David, but he left so fast,
Yeah, what was his big hurry?
He's been very conscientious about his work at the hospital.
Well, I was glad to drive you. I had to get here to get the rest of my stuff out before Mom comes home.
Now, I don't know why you want to move into that tiny little dorm when you have...
Tina, I'm not moving into the dorm. I'm moving in with Dorian Lord.
Joe!
Here's one test I know I aced.
Clearly, you have not gotten any of my messages.
No, but it doesn't matter, because I just answered the mythical 4 questions. The Sphinx must now let me pass. I have drawn the sword from the stone. I know why this day is different from all other days, because I'm on my way down to the bank, and I'm going to be leaving there $27.8 million richer.
You think so? Think again. Clint was here yesterday. He was asking some very pointed questions about you. He's suspicious.
Yeah, I know he is. He already told me that he was going to protect Vicky, but he can't prove a thing.
How do we know that?
You know what? Maybe he just doesn't like me.
He can join the club.
Oh.
Clint's curiosity is very dangerous. He can go to Vicky. He can start asking the wrong questions. Vicky can go to her very dear friend, Arthur Vandenberg, and God knows what he'll tell her.
Dorian, please chill. Clint is not a problem. Frankly, I thought Cord was going to be the one we were going to have to worry about. But there's no one we have to worry about now. I've got the keys to the kingdom. You know, I think I'll go down to the bank and collect my inheritance now. Look, as soon as someone even starts to figure this thing out, it's all going to be over. So quit worrying.
Why do I get myself into situations like this? Why did I ever trust you? Why did I give you money, my jewelry? Oh! All right. What about Tina?
Tina, what?
Tina! She's the loosest cannon on the deck. What if she starts talking, which is not outside the realm of possibility? I could end up back on death row.
Dorian, it ain't gonna happen. Tina doesn't know anything about the real heir.
She knows Todd Manning. She could talk to
There
him.
is nothing that she could tell him, okay? She thinks that the real heir died as a baby, and our best insurance is she wants the money too. Look, as long as she doesn't find that questionnaire, and as long as she never finds out that her real brother is the real heir, she's not going to say a word. Trust me.
Look, Tina, don't mention me living with Dorian to anyone, all right? I mean, Mom's down enough as it is. I mean, she had to bury Sloan. I don't want to have to deal with this, too.
Joey, what were you thinking of getting involved with Dorian Lord?
Tina, don't do this.
Ignoring the fact that she's old enough to be your mother,
Tina.
ignoring her age, she is sneaky, she's underhanded, she's conniving.
You know what? I'm sick of this. I mean, everyone trashing Dorian every chance they get. Tina, deal with it. I love her. Whether you understand it or not, she loves me too, and that's all that matters.
Wait. I'm sorry, look, I know you're in love, and I know that feeling. But if you don't believe me about anything else, just look and listen to what happened to me. I was in love with somebody who was charming and beautiful and totally corrupt.
Dorian is not Kane Rogan.
No, but Dorian could hurt you the same way that I got
Forget it,
hurt.
Tina. Just because you're involved in a rotten relationship doesn't mean it's going to happen to me. Because it won't.
Uncle RJ, when you first came to town, you made it your business to get to know me. You said it was because I was your niece, and you cared about me. Well, if that was true at all, then you have to tell the police the truth about the security tape. Please. We're talking about my father's life.
Rachel, Hank and I have a long, long history you know nothing about. If you did, you'd understand why I'm not about to come running to the rescue for old brother Hank. I mean, the videotape speaks for itself. Now, he's gonna live or die based on those rules he says he loves so much.
You knew I'd fall for that. Rachel, I just want a chance to be part of the family routine. But when you get right down to it, I was just a means to an end, wasn't I?
So that's how you see it now?
How else can I see it? You are so twisted.
I'm still kin! I'm just as much a Gannon as your daddy
No,
is.
you're not. Not in my book, not until you set things straight.
Rachel, just what is it I'm supposed to have done?
For one, you tried to murder my boyfriend.
Now, where do you come up with stuff like that? I was in Chicago when Ben had his little accident.
Oh, right. I forgot. Excuse me, that completely exonerates you. Fine. What about blackmail? Were you in Chicago when you tried to blackmail Sheila?
Blackmail is such a loaded word. Okay. I thought Hank was still trying to do me dirt, so I had some talks with Sheila. But look, you know there are two sides to any story, Rachel.
I've heard your side before.
No, you heard what you wanted to hear. Now, if you're willing to listen, are you? You want to hear the truth now?
Okay. I would love to see how you justify everything you've done.
I have a brother too, Hank. And Clint and I have had some world-class fights over the years. But this is a whole new level. This is not sibling rivalry. This is pure hatred. So I'm gonna ask you again. What's the deal here?
Look, Bo, there's no sense in dredging up a lot of old family history.
Hank, look, if we can get into RJ's mind, if we can understand why he's let this eat at him for all these years, then maybe we can understand his point of view.
Look, we have been different for so long. I mean, RJ, yeah, I always played by the rules. He had to take another road.
Why do you think that was?
Look, they were tough on me, all right? Our folks. They made sure that I stuck to the rules. The truth, the law of the land. I did like they said, and I was rewarded for it. But when RJ was born, well, I don't know, the rules didn't seem to take. I guess they assumed that what they'd worked so hard to instill in me was natural-born instinct. So they started holding me up as this goal that RJ could never reach.
And he resented it, right?
Not at first. But for a while, we got along. I was proud to be his big brother. And he looked up to me, I think.
So he didn't always have it in for you.
But when he got on the streets and really started acting up, well, everybody paid. I mean, I was turned into this model son. Sometimes I felt like I didn't even exist. Only my good deeds. And meanwhile, they treated RJ like he was the child of the devil.
It's a heavy load for any kid. For both of you.
Yeah. And the more I was praised and rewarded, well, the more he looked for trouble. Everything I did was gold, and everything he did was dirt. And one day, I don't know, things just snapped.
What happened?
Yeah. I mean, war broke out, man.
Over what?
Look, I'll tell you what, Bo. Let's take a walk, all right? It's just a couple of blocks over on the west side. I'm gonna show you something.
So, what do you think you're going to do after you've collected these ill-gotten gains?
My inheritance. You already know. We'll move to Spain, get the heck out of Dodge.
And Tina?
Tina's coming with.
Now, how do you expect to pull all that off without Tina's family just getting just a teensy bit suspicious?
You know,
No, never mind. Don't tell me. David, I have some advice for you.
Will I hang on your every word?
Good. Listen carefully. You get that money and go far, far away. Find yourself an interesting job. Yes. Relocate. Keep your family apprised of what's going on. Settle in. Invite your sister Tina to come visit you. My goodness, she likes it there. And she relocates too.
You know, I fail to see how this concerns you at all. If I become an irresponsible cad after I collect my inheritance, it's happened before.
If you become an irresponsible cad who marries his own sister, that could be news. So, David, let's just get this straight. Once you get the money, you're on your own.
Well, after this little chat, that'll be a welcome relief.
If Vicky starts to put things together, or Cord, or Clint, or anybody else, or if Todd Manning comes out of the woodwork and decides to make a claim to the inheritance, I will be just as shocked as anybody else in Landview. I'll disavow any connection with you. All I'll know is that you were the man who brought Irene Clayton's diary to the attention of the court and got me exonerated.
Someone else could question the authenticity of that diary, Dorian. Then what'll you do? Will you leave Landview and go to a villa in Spain, too?
I will do whatever it takes to stay off death row. And that means I have no compunctions whatsoever in blaming you for any inconsistencies that come to light. I'm even prepared to liquidate all of my assets and simply vanish. So, David, don't ever ask me for anything again. I'm too busy fighting for my own life.
Message received and duly noted. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting with my banker. Tom.
The man is a loser. Well, he is not going to take me down with him.
This is a third grade spelling medal. It's your father's. It's the first big trophy Hank ever got.
How did you get it?
I took it. I took it right out of his desk drawer. He looked everywhere for it. He's probably forgotten about it now. See, for me, it never lets me forget that Big Brother is the star of the Gannon family. The only star.
You never told me you had a school named after you. Talk about giving something back to the community. Wow.
Yeah, well, it happened a couple of years ago. It means more to me than just about anything.
Look at that. Hank the Cannon Gannon's very own Letterman's jacket.
Yeah, the very same. Boy, I tell you, I remember running out on that football field. Everybody started chanting, "We're number one. We're number one." Made me feel like, oh, I don't know, a superhero, man. Like nothing bad could ever touch me.
By the time Hank the Cannon Gannon was in junior high school, he was already a big football hero. I mean, in our neighborhood, you'd have thought Pop Warner football was the NFL, man. So when Hank was in junior high, they decided to give him the number 1 to put on his jersey, like a big exclamation mark. Bam! Right in your face.
So? He was a great athlete. What's wrong with that?
So people called him number 1. They said I was 0. That's what they called me. Hey, 0! 0! Every time I heard it, I just got smaller and smaller, but Hank stayed larger than life. I wanted to be a big man like him. I wanted to be him, to have what he had. So if my big brother was a football star, and I was going to show the whole world that I could be just like him, I was going to need a football. So I asked my daddy to buy me one.
And he said no.
I hadn't been in trouble for something, you know. I'd borrowed some things with some guys I hung with, and so as far as Daddy was concerned, I was on probation. He said I couldn't have a football until my probation was up.
And you just couldn't wait.
That was 6 months! That's half a year. Like, Hank got everything he wanted. I got nothing. I got 0. Everybody was always giving to Hank, and nobody was giving to me, so I knew I was going to have to learn to take.
That window blew apart just like RJ and me. We went from brothers to enemies just that fast.
How'd the window break?
RJ, you know, he came down here one afternoon and he threw a chunk of concrete off the curb into that window, just busted it. Then the little runt crawled right through the window and he broke into the phys ed department, stole himself a football. When my dad caught him with the ball, it had phys ed written all over it. I mean, my old man almost blew an artery, man. So he just told RJ that he was gonna turn him in to the cops. And RJ just stood there, didn't even deny it. It was almost like he was trying to prove to my dad that he could be rotten as could be. He just stood there, and he just smirked at me.
Oh, yeah, well, he's great at smirking. I mean, he's turned it into an art form.
Yeah, well, I knew that they'd send him to jail then. And I just couldn't stand the idea of that, so I told my old man that I did it. It seemed the thing to do, you know, protect my little brother.
Wait a minute, hold on. You took the rap for that? You kept him from going to jail? That's the reason he's hated you for 25 years?
Well, it's sort of connected to what happened next, you know. And my dad told me to take the ball and go tell the principal what I'd done. So I did. And I told him that I would pay for it. And you know what? That principal, he almost gave me a full pardon. I mean, he forgave me, and so did all the other teachers. They figured that I wanted to practice so badly, that I was so dedicated. Well, there you go. I confessed to a crime, and they turned it into a virtue.
I mean, you should have seen that. It was like he turned water to wine or something. Hank got praised to high heaven for something that would have landed me in juvie hall. He became a hero for something I did.
What you did was wrong.
Yeah, until Hank said he'd done it. Then it became this precious little miracle. I mean, no matter what, Hank was perfect, I was scum. He got everything without asking for it, then he took what was mine.
He took the blame for you.
You don't get it. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm on top now. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna show the world that the golden boy, who can do no wrong, has been getting away with murder.
But he didn't do it, Uncle RJ.
Sure he did. And I can prove it. Remember? He did break into the university president's office all those years ago. And now, he's gonna pay the price.
Arthur, it's Dorian.
Hello, Dorian. I hope this call is to say you've finished the outline. You're ready to start work on the book.
Yes, the outline is absolutely marvelous. It's just there are a few things that I'd like to go over with you.
Oh, of course.
In person? Arthur, could you please come over here today?
Well, I have a few minutes before I have to meet someone for lunch. Could it be right away?
Absolutely. The sooner the better.
Well, I'll be right over. See you soon.
Bye.
Puppy for your 5th birthday. Hospitalized with rheumatic fever as a child. Mother had a tracheotomy scar. Father's nickname, Buzz. Perfect. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? I'm sorry to have to put you through this silly test.
No. Please don't apologize. That questionnaire was for my protection.
Exactly. For your own protection, exactly. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll just check these answers against the file in the vault. Not that I expect there to be any discrepancies.
No, of course. I understand. Please.
Hi.
Hi. Tina, what are you doing here? How long have you been here?
It's amazing that I'm here doing some baking for Vicky, and you're here collecting the inheritance, right? What are you so jumpy about?
Jumpy? I'm not jumpy. Why do you think I'm jumpy? I'm just trying to stay focused, you know, with the bank officer and all. Tina, he's going to be coming back any second, so maybe...
Look, don't worry about anything. I think we're doing the right thing about the money. We're made for each other, too, so this money that my father left for some boy instead of me, that really frosts me because it should have gone to me in the first place. So it's stupid because that little boy died. It should have gone to me.
I'm glad you feel that way, Tina. So glad.
Arthur, you are so sweet to come all the way over here. I'm not being too pesky, am I?
Nonsense, darling. I love your company. You know that.
You're such a dear. Thank you. Come in.
Yeah. Well, you want to ask me about the outline of the book?
Yes. Please sit down.
Yeah.
Can I get you some coffee or
No.
something a little...
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Arthur, I'm afraid.
Of what?
If I put everything into the outline that I'm going to put into the book, I mean everything, all the juicy, scandalous details, isn't that a bit risky?
Well, it's just an outline.
I know, but something could leak.
Oh, I see the point. Yes, that is sometimes a bit dicey.
Yes, well, as the publisher of The Intruder, a tabloid, I certainly know what I'm speaking of.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could have a separate agreement. There'll be only one copy of the outline. I'll keep that locked in the safe in my office in New York. Then we can both be certain there won't be any leaks before the manuscript comes in.
Excellent. You've made me feel so much better.
Good. Well, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this book, Dorian. It has the potential to be a major bestseller. I mean, just the years you spent with Victor Lord alone with me. By the way, have you heard from David Vickers?
Why?
Well, the trustees over at the Victor Lord Trust Fund are a bit annoyed he hasn't come forward to claim the inheritance.
Oh, I can understand that. But he hasn't said anything to me. Why should he?
No.
Oh, actually, Arthur... Wait, he did, about 2 weeks ago, say that he had a lot of paperwork he had to take care of. Perhaps it had to do with the trust.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah.
Arthur, speaking of that trust, didn't you promise me that you would talk to the trustees about the possibility of purchasing the Intruder from me?
Well, I mentioned it to them, but with all this air business, things are a bit in limbo.
Well, I would like you to inform them that I have gotten an offer from the Banner. But I am willing to entertain other offers if they come in soon. Will you pass that along?
Oh, most certainly.
Good. Also tell them that their offer would have to be in excess of $7 million. No stock, no options, all liquid.
Price is reasonable, but don't you want to keep the IRS at bay a little longer? I mean, why straight cash? Are you planning an extended South Seas vacation?
You never know.
Lambview hits the big time. Look at that. We're even mentioned in Chicago newspapers, huh?
Well, that's because Lantano County had the good sense to elect me DA. Oh, man. Is this place getting smaller, or is it just me? I mean, I used to feel like I owned this hallway. Every tile, every light bulb. Yeah, I used to walk down this hallway like it was my castle, man. And then I came forward with that false confession about the football. That made it easy. I mean, I was a stand-up guy then, right? Protecting my little brother. Mr. Honest, Mr. Upstanding. And then what? 5 years later, there I am, rifling through the president's office at Midwestern University, looking for his enemies list. Boy, I tell you, I was scared out of my mind. Haven't sweat like that since. So, stopped being Mr. Honest in a hurry, didn't I?
Gannon. Hey, Bart, what are you doing out of uniform?
All right, good to see you. Hey, Bo, this is Ed Bartowski. He is the principal of this illustrious institution. This is Bo Buchanan. He's the police commissioner of Lambview, Pennsylvania.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Commissioner.
Well, same here.
Yeah, so tell me, what do you think of Henry Gannon Junior High, huh?
I really think this is quite some school, you know, and plus it's nice to know that you don't have to name a school after an alumnus who's been dead 50 years.
Well, it is quite some school, and it's all because of the inspiration of Hank Gannon. This guy keeps coming back, giving talks, fundraising, everything.
Bart was my coach, which was cool, and he was also my history teacher, which was brutal. You know, it's a good thing they made him principal, so those other kids didn't have to suffer through all of those killer quizzes you gave every couple of months.
Well, listen, Hank, while you're here, I want you to know that everybody who works at this school is behind you 100%.
Hey, thanks.
Mm-hmm. You got to fight those charges, man. See this thing through, no matter how tough it gets. You clear your name, and you show those so-and-sos that you are and always have been an honorable man. Don't forget you did, after all, admit to breaking that window all those years ago.
My father worked hard all his life to get everything he has. And you took whatever you wanted because you were too much of a coward to earn it yourself.
Rachel, I'm not making up these charges against your father. He was a member of the Warriors. He did break the law when he broke into the university president's office, where he committed a much worse crime than I ever did. And now there's no way he can get away from that.
Yes, he can. You can come forward and you can admit that he wasn't in the office at all when the guard was shot.
Yeah, see, now that's the kind of benefit of the doubt Hank's enjoyed his whole life. You say that's the truth, but where's the proof? Huh? Well, at last, Hank is gonna learn what it feels like when no one believes you. The only thing I can wish for is that he finds out what it's like when those bars slam and you're on the wrong side.
So how are we going to spend all that money, honey?
Have you ever heard of wretched excess?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to raise wretched excess to an art form. We're going to be the international super couple of wretched excess. Lavish meals, dazzling clothes, a tiara for Sarah, and a diamond-studded bolero jacket for CJ.
Well, a pony? They're always asking me about a pony.
A pony, Tina? We're going to buy on the Shetland Islands.
Oh, I love you so much.
Well, that is going to come in handy when we spend the rest of our lives in splendid exile, free to enjoy ourselves every second of every minute of every hour of every day.
Ooh. Oh, that reminds me. When I pick up the kids from school, I want to stop at this store called Logan's. They have an evening gown. It is so gorgeous, you're going to die when you see it.
Hope not.
Oh, you know what I mean. And there's no reason why I can't start practicing a little wretched excess, is there?
Not if it makes you happy.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay, careful. I don't want anybody getting suspicious at this point, okay? And I'd really like to be alone out here when the bank official comes back, so...
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
I'll see you later then.
Okay, it was nice seeing you.
Same here. Take
Okay.
care.
Mr. Vickers?
Ah, some last few papers to sign? What's the matter? Is there a problem?
Ron, I want you to sell off slowly. Very slowly. Right, and keep an eye on the capital gains. No, I want the cash put in my Geneva account. That's right.
Dorian?
Quick. The point is that I want liquidity, all right? Yes, that's right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Caro, mio caro Giuseppe. Che cosa?
Where's my stuff?
What stuff?
My stuff. All the stuff I left in the garage yesterday.
Oh, I had Carlotta bring it upstairs, sweetheart. I've set up a study for you.
Dorian, I'm sorry. I don't know. Everyone's just been giving us such a hard time lately.
Sweetheart, what is it?
Well, I thought for a second maybe you'd changed your mind about me moving in.
Pazzo! Pazzo! Sempre pazzo! Translate that for me.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
You.
I'm sorry. I got stupid for a second. I'm sorry.
Why don't you come in the living room? We'll sit by the fire. And we'll see what we can do to make you feel better.
I don't think I've ever been this happy in my entire life.
Oh, you must have been this happy.
Never.
Just once.
No, I don't think I even thought I could be this happy. Surrounded by warmth, beauty.
Joe, why were you so worried before?
Forget it. I was upset.
You thought I changed my mind about us. Right? So what would make you think that?
I don't know. Just maybe things got to me. I mean, other things. I mean, everybody's saying how I shouldn't be getting involved with you. And
I love you. You hadn't forgotten that.
I think maybe I did.
I'll just have to make sure you never do again.
Dorian,
What?
we talk about love, and I just want you to know how much I love you. I mean, how committed I am to you.
I know that.
Yeah, but I just want...
What? Name it. I will get you anything.
No, I mean, I want you to know just how much I love you. I want us... I don't know. I want us to be like this forever. I want us to be together all the time. I want us to... Doreen, you won't ever get tired of me, will you? Move on. You won't leave me.
Never, Joe. Never, never, never. I'll never leave you.
Is there some kind of delay? I am going to be collecting my trust fund today, aren't I? I mean, after all, I answered all the questions correctly, didn't I?
Oh, yes, quite correct. But Victor Lord was a very careful man, and there's one more detail we have to attend to. One last safeguard.
You're pathetic. Blaming my father for you being in here. Let me tell you something. You could be living in a Taj Mahal, and you'd still be in prison. Because you'd make it into one with your hatred. Those kids were right. You are zero. You're less than zero.
You a sports fan, man? I mean, you know, Sixers, Flyers, Eagles, what?
I live and die with the Sixers. Not that it's any of your business.
Yeah, well, listen, I got some sports contacts, right? I even got one brother down at the Spectrum. Now, I can get you tickets to any game you want, courtside, even for the playoffs.
The Sixers ain't going to no playoffs.
Well, what do you want? Just relax, man. It's nothing illegal. I just need a little favor.
Where have you guys been? I have been standing here waiting for you.
I just had a crash course in Henry Gannon.
Well, I hope you learned something useful because this case isn't looking good.
What happened?
Prosecution has an eyewitness. Excuse me. Hello. We're using this room.
Excuse us, ma'am. Henry Gannon?
Yes.
Mr. Gannon, you're under arrest.
What? Hold up. Wait a minute.
The charge is accomplice to murder.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You have the right to consult an attorney and to have one present during questioning.